Well, we're joined now by members of the Alamogordo Lady Tiger Volleyball team and their coach, Savannah Stockton. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Not too bad. Ready for this is year 2 now, right?
This is year 2, and I'm very excited.
Yeah. Does it feel a little bit more comfortable heading into the second season? I mean, how does this feel different maybe compared to year 1?
Well, let's just take it back to last year, starting day 1. I had to do a coach's change real quick. Had somebody say, yeah, I don't think I'm not going to make it out for coaching this year. And so I was scrambling, and this year I feel like it's so much easier because we all know what we're doing. We've got a plan. It's not just thrown together, and it's a lot better.
No turnover in the coaching. You got your same assistants this year?
Right, I have my same assistants from last year. So Coach Lynn and Coach Gorby are doing a good job for us. So.
All right. Well, if you want to introduce the ladies that you brought with us today.
Sure.
Today?
I brought one of our outsides, Namika McCauley. All these girls are seniors, and then I have my libero, Adrianna Joyner, and my setter, Rachael Precure.
Ladies, how are you?
Good.
Happy to have you here. Well, Namika, we'll start with you. You're brand new to this. I think we've had both Rachael and Adrianna in here before, so I'm just going to throw you into the deep end here. Excited for the new year?
I am excited, very excited.
Where do you feel like, heading into your senior year, do you feel maybe extra confident in some spots this year compared to previous seasons? Or
I think so, yeah.
What is it in your game that you feel better about going into this year? Just overall more confident?
Yeah.
Okay. Adrianna, how about you? Where are you feeling about going into this new season?
I'm feeling pretty good. We have a pretty strong back row this year. We brought up a few JV girls who I think are ready, and they're learning that varsity is a lot more competitive, and the speed of the game is much quicker, and I think that these upcoming girls are going to be a big help for us. So.
All right, Rachael, how about you?
Definitely think this season is going to go as planned, and I think it's just going to be all around great. And I'm excited.
Coach, how do you feel like the involvement and the work from the girls this summer has been heading into the season?
We had a great turnout this summer, and they put in a lot of good work. So they came in ready to, play hard, and we went to quite a few tournaments and stuff like that and got to see a bunch of different teams that we'll see this season, and I'm excited for where we're headed. So. And
you got to do, I was talking to the ladies before we came on the air, the NMSU camp. How was that for them? They got to enjoy, because you talk about a program that's had a lot of success with Coach Jordan over there over the years.
Right. So I've played for a bunch of the coaches that were over there in club when I was in high school, and so it was nice to go back and see them. But it was also nice to get to play some high talent teams, I guess you could say, and see where we are and see that we're right there in the mix. So it's good.
Makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like to see that. Where do you feel like this team is at? I mean, you went into last year, you had a bunch of seniors. You had 8 seniors last year. Where do you feel like this team is at, if you can compare the two? I mean, because you obviously do have some seniors that are going to be returning this year, but there's a lot of new blood at the varsity level, right?
Right. So we have a lot of new blood. We have 4 returners, and then the rest of the 8 are all new to varsity. But I think that we're head and shoulders above where we started last year, just because they know me, I know them. We kind of have a better connection this year, and I think we're a lot more athletic this year than we were last year. So there's a lot more things that we're going to be able to do this year than we could do last year. So I'm excited to see that.
And I got to imagine how important it is for the JV and the freshman program to all be on the same page. Are you seeing that this year with the fact that they were developing a lot at the lower levels last year?
Yeah. So we definitely. Our coaching staff, we all work together and kind of teach the same thing, and so especially starting last year and moving into this year, that we're all working on the same page and we're all implementing the same systems and stuff like that. So I think it's a lot easier.
Overall, I mean, how was the summer for you, Namika? I mean, did you feel like you learned a lot and got a lot in throughout the summer program?
Yes, I did. I've made a few mistakes in my past. Now that I've learned it and Coach taught me about it, I feel confident and pretty good.
Yeah, Adrianna. Yeah, Adrianna, how was the summer for you? I mean, where did you think maybe you guys picked up some throughout the summer months?
For me personally, I think that I've gotten a lot better at being able to talk to my back row players a lot and communicating with them, and we're also really close off the court, so that helps a lot. And me and Rachael have gotten to be able to talk more this year, I feel like, with Coach's help a lot.
Definitely.
But Yeah, I think that I'm just excited because this back row, I feel like nothing hits the floor unless like our bodies are like going right at it. So I'm pretty excited this year.
Rachael, I mean, you can follow up on that. Obviously, you two are going to be, Coach, you got to feel pretty good about your defense going into this year, yeah?
I do. I feel really, really good. We're strong back there, and we've got a strong block too to help them out. So
yeah.
Rachael, I mean, how do you feel like this defense is going to set up this year?
For me, I'm excited because without a good set, I mean, I can't have a good set without a good pass, and I know that I can always rely on my back row, and I know I can always rely on AJ, and I know that with a good set, Namika can hit the floor with it. So I'm definitely excited, and definitely with these tournaments, getting in more reps and working on my setting and my footwork, I'm just so excited for this season. We're going to do great.
Losing a little bit of size compared to last year. You had some bigger girls up on the front line, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's everything. If you have good technique and a lot of good things, obviously that can make a big difference. How do you make up for maybe not having the size that you had last year?
Right, so we may not have the size, but we definitely have the athleticism this year, and we've got girls with a little bit better verticals and stuff like that, so that are jumping up there and getting where we were last year and that kind of thing. So we make up with it there, as well as I think we have a better team chemistry this year than we did last year. So definitely. I'm very excited to see that.
Well, and something, I mean, in watching a lot of your matches last year, you guys were really competitive against almost everybody you faced off against, but it seemed like late in sets they would seem to get you right there at the end. I don't know if there's anything that you took away from that, or you think the girls could take away from that they can apply to this year. I mean, what was needed, you felt like, to get you guys over the top?
Right. So a lot of the summer we talked about, pushing through for that last set kind of thing, and pushing through the entire game, and we've worked on conditioning and stuff like that, and keeping it through so that we can keep our composure and our focus throughout the entire game. So I think we're working more towards that this year than last year. So.
Namika, I mean, obviously being a part of the team last year, I mean, what was it that you think that you saw last year that you had a lot of 5-set matches, you guys had a lot of close matches. What do you think needs to be different this year for you guys to get those wins this year instead of just being competitive against some of those teams?
I think we just need to push through, because sometimes we just stay at a level, and then we need to push and finish, and we sometimes have trouble with that, and then our defense, everything goes
chaotic.
Yeah, chaotic. But I think with practice, a lot of practice, I think we'll get there.
Is it about keeping that composure and keeping yourself, where you need to be, Adrianna, in terms of those really tight matches that you ran last year?
Yes, I think last year was a lot of roller coaster. We got a lot of ups, but right when we started getting down, we may have stayed down longer than we needed to be. And this summer, Coach talked to us about how we need to finish, and we need to strive to win. And I think that this year, with this group of girls, we're going to do that. So.
Rachael, I mean, where do you feel like the biggest difference will need to be for you guys to be able to compete in district and be able to make those changes this year?
Keep up that intensity. I mean, we, like Adrianna said, we do get in a roller coaster, but we just have to push out of that rut, and we got to communicate and keep a good flow on the court, and then just dominate. Different
this year, obviously, with the new classification, new district. First off, with the district, I mean, how familiar are you with Santee and Chaparral and Deming? Are they going to pose some pretty good challenges for you guys this year?
So we played all three of them last year, and I feel pretty confident about where we are and the district that we're in. They do pose a little bit of challenges, but I think that we're up for it this year, and we can definitely take district. So, and
as I've been talking with a lot of the coaches, I don't know if as many people are as familiar with the schools that are in 5A. Just as with I think every other sport, there's a lot of very, very good volleyball teams in 5A that maybe we didn't see as much of being a 6A program for as many years as you were. This is a very good classification, tough classification.
Right, we didn't, and it's we have a very tough schedule this year, and I'm excited because it'll prepare us for once we get to state. So once we get to state and we see those teams again, we know the caliber of teams that we're going to be playing already, and we will be prepared for them. So that's one thing that I've tried to start with this year, is talking about, preparation will always be revealed, and so it's just kind of keeping their minds on, we've got to prepare now, and if we prepare hard, it'll show that we're ready, but if we don't, that shows too. So we're working on being very prepared for those teams. So
all right, very good. Rachael, I mean, the the goal obviously this year has got to be to get to state, and I'm sure you guys may be looking at winning the district this year. What has there been any discussion about the goals for this year between y'all?
Definitely a lot of discussion at goals, not only long-term goals but short-term goals, and we definitely always talk about that. And some of our short-term goals are to keep the intensity and to keep communication on the court, but that short-term goal is also district, but then our long-term is state, hopefully, and I think we can do it.
AJ, I mean, how much would it mean to you as a senior to get to play at the state tournament? Because none of you have had the chance to play at the state tournament, have you?
No.
So, I mean, talk about what that would mean to be able to send, go out with this group, play in the state tournament, obviously, probably help build something for the future as well, right?
Right. I think that, for my senior year and for everyone's senior year for us, I think it'd be great. I think we want to go out with a bang. We want to be remembered. We want to have, that feeling of accomplishment that, we did this, and one of our things right now, we're believing. We have to believe that we can do. We can't just oh yeah, maybe we can do it. But all of our girls are just all they go out every day, practice, go hard. They, I think it'd be great. Honestly, I'm excited.
Namika, I'll let you follow up on what Rachael and AJ were discussing. What do you think it's going to take for this group to get to that next level and help build towards getting to a state tournament caliber team?
Intensity, a lot of intensity. Be motivated to win state, practice a lot, and keep up our defense and offense. Get great passes, AJ, and great sets and great hits, and I think we would do it. Get it.
Coach, I mean, it seems to be that what you're really focusing on is not so much, I mean, obviously the match stuff is important, but the stuff that you do away from the crowd, away from everything else, that's going to mean a whole lot more as the season goes on than necessarily what's going on the court.
Right. So, we're really working on focus and, trying to make sure that we're believing in ourselves and stuff like that. I tell the girls every day, almost every single day, I believe in you. Do you believe in you? And so we're just trying to instill that in these girls so that, once we say, yeah, I can do that. We're also implementing a new rule in the gym that they can't say can't.
Okay.
That's awful.
And if they not only in the gym but in life in general, so that they're not using that term and devaluing themselves as putting them down as they can't do something, that they can do it. And so we're really working on that as a whole program, but mainly on the varsity level. And then we've got girls that are, pulling out and saying, hey, I heard her say can't earlier. Or, they're definitely keeping them accountable. So it's been good so far. I really like it, the fact that we're working on that. So,
well, the importance of accountability. I mean, that's what, Coach obviously is going to keep an eye on you and try to keep you guys in line, but how important is it for you guys to keep yourselves in line? I mean, Namika, how important do you find that to be in a team setting?
Very important. I myself personally get down a lot, but then I say it's the past. I got to move on, and then we have to keep our team cheered up. We say it's okay. You got the next one. It's the past. You'll get the next one. It's you'll make the point, and then just the past is the past. Just forget about it. It's done. You learn from your mistakes, and yeah.
AJ, I mean, how you keeping that accountability within yourself. I mean, Coach can only take you so far. I mean, I'm sure it's got to be a lot of you guys, taking it from there, right?
Right. Well, for me, I get really intense during games, and I do want to win. I do get very intense. I really want to win, and for my senior year, I honestly just want to have fun. I still want to keep up the intensity, but I really want to focus on this year's my last year. I want to go all out. I want to remember it being a fun time, and just for me, I think the little things, for me, I just need to simple pass, get to Rachael and slam it down someone's throat. Yeah.
Is it a fine line for you between the intensity and letting that kind of overtake you a little bit?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I've tried working on it a little bit this summer, and it is a fast game, and I have to remember that I can't just let one play get me down because the next one, it's coming up. So,
Rachael, I mean, how do you find that the team does a good job of being able to keep everybody accountable, and as seniors keep you guys keep maybe the younger kids accountable as well?
Right. Definitely with the lower classmen and JV team, they definitely get down on themselves a lot, and I think it's just a matter of being an example to them that there's another ball coming over the net, and that you just with one simple pass, one simple set, and just one hit, and it's a point, and we're good. And you just have to get past that. And I think that's the biggest thing, is not getting down on your team or yourself when you don't get the point. But definitely, these girls definitely keep me accountable, and I appreciate that from them.
All right. Coach, we got these three ladies here. Who are some of the other important pieces of this group this year that are going to need to perform for you guys to be successful?
Let's see here. We have another senior, Janae Session, who's not here. She'll probably play outside for us. We have another DS, Jewel Sanchez, who's a senior. So we have 5 seniors, and then the rest of the team, we've got Alyssa Madden, she'll play middle for us. Shelby Huffman, she'll come in and play middle for us. We've got Ayanna Harper, who is kind of I'm looking at her for middle and for right side. It's kind of up in the air right now. She played outside last year, but she's really come in and been open to me moving her around, so that's been nice. And then we have Reagan Rhodes, who is a sophomore, who has definitely turned into quite a little utility player for us. She can set out of the back row and hit out of the front row, which really brings another option for us. We've got Rachael, who can also be a threat on that right side and hit out of the front row, so that's pretty nice. And then I've got a couple of girls who we're looking at bubbling for varsity and stuff like that, and that's another DS, Bianca Granados, and then another setter, Adrianna Mendoza. Oh, and we have Asiana Herrera as being a DS for us. She's a key factor.
Oh, yeah.
I did not mean to forget her.
And certainly, Aussie, that's AJ who reminded Coach.
That's good. It seems like you have a lot of versatility this year. You feel like you can move everybody around into different spots if you need to be. Is that a positive for this group this year?
It's definitely a huge positive. I don't have girls that are just outsides or just setters, or I have volleyball players and I can move them around and play them where I need to. So at that time, and I really like that. It gives it a different factor. Teams may not know what we're going to throw at them, so that's nice.
There you go. Well, Rachael, she talked about, obviously, you were talking about being a setter, back row, but last year I saw you plenty on the front and throwing down some kills as well. Do you like having, using both those roles and doing both those things?
I do. Being a setter, every setter wants to be a hitter. That's just it. Every setter does. I've talked to bunches of setters and they're all like, yeah, I wish I could hit. But playing club, I learned to hit, and they had to use me as that because they had another very good setter. But wherever coach puts me is where I need to be. So
yeah. AJ, obviously you being the libero, you're the defensive specialist, so you maybe don't move around as much, but for coach to, the coach expects you to do a lot of different things out there. Is that important to your game?
Yes. First off, I just want to say I love my position. I would not want to be any other thing. And I do like how I feel like I can. I'm not a hitter. Would never be a hitter, but I'm backup setter just in case Rachael goes for a free ball or like a down ball or something, and
which
that's
she's
nice
great at. She's good at that.
Let me see. What was the question?
I think you answered it. I think you did a great job of answering that one. And that's something, Namika, about volleyball, that it is a very free-flowing game, and everybody has to be moving around, and everybody has to be paying attention. And I know the ladies are probably more setting you up to get the kill, but you've got to be aware that if you've got to get a dig or something like that, it's important for you as well, right?
Yes, it is. I love being outside hitter. It's like a great feeling when I get a hit and it's like a point. It's amazing. Yeah. And then I have trouble on defense sometimes, but I'm getting there. I'm practicing. I've been getting a lot of ups lately than before, and yeah.
And defensively, it's probably more important for you at the net to try and get blocks and things like that,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
It's still working on that too. It's a bit hard because there's line and there's cross, but I'm moving where the ball and the player is, so I have big hands up there.
And that's what you want to see. Because if they can't get it over the net, it makes it a lot easier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's the goal.
Putting that defense right there at the net and keeping our hands on their side of the net kind of helps.
Yeah.
So,
all you ladies are seniors, and I know we kind of talked about it off air, but plans for the future. Namika, I don't know, college wise, or what you think about what you're thinking about doing after high school. Have you planned that one out yet?
Yes, Kind of. I've been wanting to play college.
Okay.
Yeah, volleyball college at University of Arizona. And then I've been thinking about medical, but I don't know, like, a specific type, so I'm still thinking about that right now.
Lots of time. Still plenty. AJ, how about you?
So I have no idea where I'm going to go yet, but I want to go into speech pathology, and so yeah, I'm excited about that.
All right, Rachel?
I'm looking at West Texas A&M University in Canyon. I'm looking to play intramural, not college ball. I mean, if I get the chance, that'd be cool, but I want to go there for criminal justice.
And I'm sure as a coach, that's a big part. If there's any way that you can help them, move on, and whether it's play college ball or just obviously get to advance and go to college. I mean, that's the most important thing as a teacher and a coach, isn't it?
Right. I mean, the first thing is that we are we're students first. I almost said athletes, but we're and athletes second. And so that school definitely is important, and I want to see them do well and continue their education. So that's always a positive, and I will help them in any way that I can. I have some experience at the college level, so getting them into talking to coaches or just at the universities needing help, that kind of thing, I can help them out with that. So
something that's always a great thing that you guys do every year is the Dig Pink event. I don't know if you guys started planning that. You do know when that's going to be at this year? Or?
We do not have that date set.
Right.
Sometime in October.
Yeah, usually is. But talk about how important that is for the program, because everybody seems to really get behind that. It's a fun evening in the Tiger Pit when y'all do that.
Right. So this year we haven't really talked about it yet, but there are ways that we can, if there's an individual here in the community who is struggling, maybe, and it's not just breast cancer, but we could do cancer awareness in general. Instead of just using Dig Pink, it's kind of like a cancer awareness game, and it's not just about breast cancer, it's about all cancers. And we're hoping to, haven't really discussed this with the girls yet, but we're really trying to make it aware to the community that we don't just support the breast cancer, that if you're going through tough times with cancer, that we're going to support you in any way that we can. So hopefully some of the proceeds that we do get, we can maybe get some to a family here in this community who's going through that tough time. So
that's what we like to see, and I think what I appreciate is how much everybody embraces it on the team. Last year it seems like it's really become a fun event. Ladies, I mean, do you like Dig Pink Night, Rachel?
Oh yeah,
a lot of fun.
Yes,
AJ,
I love it.
Namika,
Yeah.
Well, we certainly love to see that, and that's going to be fun this year. Coach, expectations for this group this year? Is it district, state, or are you just kind of looking at the quality of play from the ladies this year?
I mean, it's all the way around. It's district, state, and it is quality of play. We've got to play good in order to make it through district and get to state. So, the quality of play is highly important to us, and especially preparing us to get through district and get to state. So, we've got our first game coming up on Tuesday, and it's gonna be a quick one. So, we are heading into season full force right now. So,
yep, going up against Mayfield. You ladies ready for that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah?
most definitely.
Finally ready to see somebody else other than your teammates on the other side of the net?
Yes.
That definitely makes a big difference. All right, well, ladies, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in. Coach, thank you as always, and best of luck this season. All right?
Thank you so much
Thanks
for having
so
us.
much.
Thank you.